Hey kid, don't ever let them get inside your head. They'll tell you what to do in life instead of everything you know that you could get. Don't let them guide your life towards regret. I'll fight for what I love with every breath. My past is filled with things I won't forget. I use them all to push me to my best. So treat the worst of times just like a test. If only I could go back in time, I'd tell myself that everything will end up alright. Just push yourself, test yourself, figure out what you like, and find your limits, don't be rigid, always work towards a prime. Surround yourself with open minds, people can change your life. A few friends with intent can help you feel alive. Find a passion, take some action, and with a little time, just be patient, make a statement, try to enjoy your life. They'll try to kick you while you're down. They wanna rise up while you drown. They wanna fill your head with doubt. They're silently scared that you'll figure it out. I'll make it look like I'm losing, won't bother hiding my bruises. And when they finally think you're wounded, then it's your chance to be ruthless. They don't wanna see me care. Anytime I make some progress, I can see that they compare. I think everyone's against me, maybe something in the air. Am I paranoid? I swear a void is forming and they're scared. I walk a straight path, not many can say that. I like to play fast, cross me and there's payback. You better pray that I don't see your face at any place that I go. I know you hate that. I've been doing fine, I'm not wasting any more time. I live for the fight and the climb, and I think that the pain that's deep inside is what defines. So I won't give up, I'm gonna make it to the top. I don't care what's in my way, I swear I'm never gonna stop. I could fall flat on my face and I swear I will get back up, cause I don't deserve a thing and the road ahead is tough. They'll try to kick you while you're down. They wanna rise up while you drown. They wanna fill your head with doubt. They're silently scared that you'll figure it out. I'll make it look like I'm losing, won't bother hiding my bruises. And when they finally think you're wounded, then it's your chance to be ruthless.
We have to wait until the trolley turns back on at 3 in the morning to take the trolley back to the base. It's like, all right, that's cool. That's all right. So we waited there for 2 hours. So the first hour did nothing. Second hour, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to walk around. And right next to the coffee shop that was open at 2 in the morning, by the way, there was a adult movie theater or adult store around the corner.
Okay.
So I went in there. And as I went in there, it was a standard, sex store. It had dildos and butt plugs and lube and DVDs and stuff like that, and VHS tapes. Ladies and gentlemen, that's an old reference. And as I go in there, I ask them like, is this all you got? Like, no, we have a little booth in the back where like other people go and like I was trying to explain to you, you go into a little booth, like a room like this, a little smaller. You got little paper tissues and you got a little TV, and then you can like, where you're at or next to it, you can change the channels and you got to put tokens in. You get like 5 tokens for $5, 15 minutes per token. I was like, all right, cool. I was like, this is it? Like, no, there's something in the back as well, but that's for people that like come here regularly. Come here regularly. Like, this is it? Like, no, this is just for the people that just pass by and go. The regular stuff's in the back. And I was around 19. I'm like, all right, I want to see what the regular stuff is. So I go to the back, and lo and behold, there's this like, you know, in cubicles in offices where everything's all small and everyone's like you can see everybody from like a long distance. Well, that was the same thing, except everyone was at like really small TV screens. Hello, Luna. Really small TV screens, and everyone was like sitting there, either like whacking it or just watching, or other people watching other people. And I walked in on it, and the guy from the distance, like, if you're gonna go in there, you gotta close the door. If not, leave. So I got really shell shocked and I closed the door. And I'm just standing there, and there's not a woman in sight. This is just all dudes. About 20 freaking dudes, like half naked, semi-naked, somewhat naked. This is in San Diego. At 2-something in the morning, 2:30 in the morning, next to a coffee shop. And everyone that's watching, none of these people were connected to the coffee shop at all. I didn't see any of them.
Okay.
None of them. Now, before I continue, any questions?
No.
Damn. All right. As I continue. Now, I didn't do anything with these guys. I didn't connect with anything. I just saw for 10 minutes, because I was in shell shock. I literally saw for 10 minutes a sausage party being done. Literally just a whole bunch of people having fun. Like, and again, ladies and gentlemen, I don't think it's homophobic. I think, well, it is in a sense, it's not homophobic and it's not homosexual in my eyes, because I just literally saw live corn. We say the word corn. We don't say the P word, corn. So I watched live corn in front of me. Mind you, it was all dudes and it was all like weird. It was weird. Okay, we'll get into more stories. It gets weirder, ladies and gentlemen. After 10 minutes, and there's like this small, like 5'3" Mexican guy's like, hey, you want to join me? I'm like, nope. So I got the F out, and when I got the F out, that's when the guy's like, hey, I was trying to find you. Where'd you go? I'm like, I went in there, and one of the regulars that we hanged out with, he's like, oh, you went into the back? I'm like, yeah, by accident. Like, how'd you know about the back? I'm like, all right, dude, whatever. He was on the ship too. And I went home. I went back there twice after that, because it was a cool place. They had like really good, like 6 DVDs for $20. You can't get those prices. You can't. You get big booty asses 4, and then like big black 7. But you're like, all right, whatever. Just like, the girl in the back looks cute. You know, you want to get 7 hours for a DVD. You know, so that's my story of this one incident of one night of me happening. Ladies and gentlemen, while I was in the Navy, I did a lot of crazy stuff. Because again, I was 19, 20, 21 years old. I was very young, and I was very impressionable. So any questions down below, leave them. What about you?
I think I would have been shell-shocked too if I walked into that.
It was just shell-shocked in general. Like, you just see a room full of girls. It's like,
let's see. I don't know. I don't really have like super exciting stories to tell. I mean, yeah, I had like you said, 19 was kind of the initial year of like exploring shit for me.
Yeah.
So I had like a brief, Tinder phase where I tried that out, and then I was like, I don't really like this, but yeah. Let's see.
I can keep going until you get like all rubbed up, because again, this is just stories that I've had that's happened to me, and I don't mind sharing them now.
Yeah.
So if you have questions, and anyone in the audience watching, if you have questions, please tell me, because it's only fair to be honest and fair. Now, I got one for you. While you think of one in your Tinder phase, and again, you can be as candid or as uncensored as possible. Everyone down in the comments, you can leave yours as well. Okay. Now I can tell you where I went in Thailand and saw a donkey show. Let's not get into that aspect, because something bad happens. You know what? Fuck it.
Let's keep it YouTube rated.
Let's get to this. Yeah, I thought that. Okay. My first ORGY. I'm gonna say it like that because YouTube can't get mad if I say ORGY in separate letters. I was 21. I just was drinking legally. And mind you, I was a Puerto Rican, so I've been drinking illegally like since I was like 15, 16 at most. So when I was drinking legally, and usually Mickey's and Old English, that's it. I only drank Mickey's and Old English. I never really drank anything else. My friend Chewbacca was called and told me there was a party happening. I was like, all right, cool. There's a party happening. All right, cool. He's like, do you have to bring like alcohol? Like, no, just bring condoms. I'm like, oh damn. I'm like, oh, you think we're gonna get laid that day? I mean, mind you, I called my friend Chewbacca for a reason. He was hair all the way down. And ladies and gentlemen, I was in the Navy with him, and you have the same showers. You just see what you don't want to see, honestly. Yeah. And I was like, okay. He's like, yeah. We have some fun. Okay. So I went to this party, and it was in this house in actually in Riverside, 909. And this was before I made Riverside my home. I got there really dark and really at nighttime. So when I got there, it was about, and I remember this exactly because it was a weird variety of people. There was 25 people. This is before my OCD phase. Hello, Ambrose. And out of that 25 people, there was a inverse, like a very weird ratio of women to men. There was 13 women and 12 men, including myself, right? And it wasn't like 13 or 13 like small, petite, blonde. What? No, dude. It was like a Chex Mix of women, short, big, fat, skinny. Not so great, really, really good looking, but they were like they would look like they were like they had demons in their soul. I'm like, oh, all over the place, and it was me. And ladies and gentlemen, when I was 19, 20, 21, I had this. All I had was just this hair, like this. I looked like this, but chubby. So, you think everyone think I was cute, so you probably thought I was cute too if I was chubby at 21. Yeah, exactly. So when I went there, everyone's dancing. There's a DJ. I was starting to DJ myself, so I was talking to the guy. Ironically, I got a job with him later on. We're chilling out, and my friend Chewbacca's like, "Hey, like, which one do you like?" And I saw this beautiful. Again, I told you I have a type. This beautiful, dark-skinned, nerdy goth chick named Nina. Right, I remember her name. It was Nina from the IE. So I was all right. What's up, Nina? And he's like, oh, come here, Nina. And she came up to me like, hey, how are you? My name is Alex. Like, my name is Alex. I'm Puerto Rican. And automatically, when she saw I was Puerto Rican, she said out loud, oh, that's a Puerto Rican. And 3 other girls came. This is at 2000. This is in the early 2000s. There was no quality control for the 2000s. It was just like, hey, you're a Rican? Oh, you like those empanadas, huh? You steal stuff? I'm like, I've actually got people say that to me at the 2000s. Thank you, baby. So Nina's like, and then 2 other girls come up to me, and there's one really. Remember Heather from AP Bio? If anyone knows Heather from AP Bio, the show, there was a Heather of AP Bio. I found out that I met her later on in my lifetime in the Navy after this incident. We'll get to that if you want to get to those stories. There was a Heather. There was a beautiful goth, dark-skinned chick. And then there was just a blonde girl. This is before my session with blonde girls and blue eyes. Before my session. They're like, oh, you want one of us or both of us, all 3 of us? And I'm scared. Mind you. This is a little secret, ladies and gentlemen. Most people develop their hormones and their stuff really early, like around 13, 14, 15, like that. And then like everything kind of fills in. And around 25, 26, it stops. Yeah, my stuff filled in 16. So I was like, I'm stuck at 16. I only grew like 2 more inches. Once I hit 16, I was like 5'10" forever. So I'm like, all right, whatever. So at one point, I kissed Nina. Nina kisses her, and then let's just wrap this up because this is YouTube version. Stuff happened in an instance between that one kiss into 2 hours. 2 hours turned into me, and to kind of relate to the young people, plug in my USB port into various phones that night, with and protection. And I don't remember half of them. Mind you, because I was old. I'm older now. Maybe because I was drinking too. I do remember Nina because at the end, she bit me in my ankle. That sounds stupid. At the end of the night, when everyone was leaving, she saw me and she gave me a big hug. I was laying between Heather and a random other woman. Okay. And she gave me a big hug, say, "Oh, thank you. I hope I see you again." I'm like, "All right, cool. That's awesome." And then she just went down to my ankle and literally bit the shit out of it. I was like, "Ah!" That's how you remember me. Which then I incorporated it.
Clearly, again, it worked.
It worked. I incorporated it in my life too. Like if I want to tell my girlfriend something, I'm like, "Baby, I love you. You're my shining star, right? Make sure you close the door. Remember?" Right. And then you gotta remember that. You gotta remember that. That's not abuse. She let me. She doesn't consent. Okay. So that's what happens. Okay. Again, at the end, I left with the Heather because I found out that night Heather became Rittenhauer, and Rittenhauer became a very prominent person in my life that became 6 sex stories I can tell you right now because she was in the Navy too. Okay. And she had a husband, and then husband was in the Marines, which is like living my life. So imagine Heather and AP Bio going to the Navy at 20, living her life. And you know what I mean, living her life. So what do you thought about that?
I thought that was an interesting story. I have not personally attended an ORGY yet, but we shall see. My short 10-second version of a story like that is the one time I made out with a guy and a girl at a party.
Nice. Please do tell. That's it?
Oh, thank you.
Okay, all right.
No details.
Okay. I remember one time Rittenhauer. I remember her last name now for some reason, but I call her Ridden. Ridden. I don't care because she's never gonna find me. Anonymity. And no, the thing is not anonymity. We actually did it. She can't get mad at me for something that we actually did. If she denies it, I'll fight her to the grave.
All right.
Exactly.
That's
like
fine.
Rittenhauer was the first ever first.
Bring this closer because I'm very quiet.
First ever woman to give me a deep. Okay. And I remember.
Let's call it lollipop.
Yeah. First ever lollipop. And first ever mouth pie. Say like that. Mouth in a pie. Let's say like that.
Proceed. I'll be right back.
Of course. Bring me a beer, please. Thank you, baby. In that, and ladies and gentlemen, she doesn't know about this. In that, it was a weird thing that we got transferred into a dishwashing unit. From the dishwashing unit, we would hang her out, flirt. She would spank me, and I would spank her. And then one day, she just closed the doors while we were cleaning and said, "You know what? Open up your overalls, and let's go to work." She went to work, did her job, and we had fun for this. She actually bought me a carton of cigarettes after the fact to say thank you. And when a woman buys you a carton of cigarettes, you know you're doing the damn right work. And for the 5 people watching, thank you truly. I appreciate you truly. You are the light of my life talking about this right now because it's really hard talking about the stories of my life. I want to have a history of it, so in the future I'll be transparent.
Shout out to the 5 people watching. I didn't know we had 5 people here.
Yeah, we have 5 people. Probably on Twitter. Thank you for the Twitter people. Got you guys. Now, after all this is happening, and she would give me this numerous times, the deep, after a particular day at the Navy called Beer Day, where they give you 2 beers, I wanted to have my girlfriend's giving me a beer right now.
Sí, una cerveza.
Yes.
Yo soy multilingual. Thank you.
Multilingual.
Exactly, multilingual. So I use 2 languages in one sentence.
Fucking pass. Salud, mi amor. Te amo. We are not auspiciado. Not we're not promoted by Heineken. We're just drinking a
We just
beverage.
bought it and we're drinking it.
Exactly.
So
Now
we are of age to drink.
Exactly.
Thank you very much.
Now on beer day, when I was trying to find Rittenhauer, I went down deep to the place I was at and found out that Rittenhauer was celebrating beer day with someone else in a nice little threesome in a hovercraft. In an actual hovercraft. I'm not even making this up. In an actual fucking hovercraft.
Okay.
That broke me. No, it's okay because I met another person named Lisa that I found out was a racist.
Okay.
And did the first ever drive-by, like driving deep, which was pretty awesome. No, it wasn't. It wasn't. Because I was more scared of her crashing, like making me. She was driving. How can you drive? How can you drive when you're giving me something? How is that possible in the instance of life?
Oh, no.
And then we were in traffic. We weren't even moving. We were in traffic for 45 fucking minutes. There was a car crash. So for 45 minutes, she's like, well, I'm bored.
I mean, it seems like the circumstances aligned for that.
She crashed the car twice, by the way.
In that in that day or like another time?
That drive on the way to her house. Now, ladies and gentlemen, for the 5 people watching, I'm going to tell you something that no one's ever heard about this. And you can ask me questions, and please do.
Sure.
And I think you've heard about this. Now, when we got back to the house,
Project my voice.
I didn't project it. Just
projecting the voice. Okay. Go ahead.
No. After her crashing the car twice, after trying to get me deep on the way to her house, we went to her house. My friend Donald was going with another girl to a, and this is, I think I got this right. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if I got this wrong, I apologize, but my memory's kind of hazy. I think the girl was 18. I'm pretty sure. And I think he was 19. I'm not really sure, but they went to a club. We stayed home. And we were watching South Park. And I proceeded to go downtown while she's watching South Park. And I guess South Park was really fucking funny that day because she just laughed the whole time while I was basically excavating a cave with my mouth for 30 minutes. Thus gave me thus you know why I always have that need to, So I felt bad after that. I felt bad. And then she tried to do it on me, and I was like, no, We cuddled on a couch, much like this, a little bit more longer. So it's kind of hard, like you and me cuddling on a couch.
Yeah.
And I woke up with a actually, I've never done this in a long time, but I woke up drinking a beer. I felt so bad with myself. I literally woke up and had a beer and just like, you know what? I don't like my life right now. And I told my friend Donald, I want to go home. I really do. I met her. Sorry about that. I met her a couple more times, and then it just spiraled down from there. But that's a couple of things. I can tell you sex stories of other people that I've known as well too. I've met a lot of people.
Well, there's lots to talk about.
Yeah.
I mean, the sex stories just come and go.
Yeah, I have a whole bunch talking about them now. Like, I met a guy that was gay that got caught in the closet, literally with a guy that was married that said that he didn't like gays. That's one. There was another story where a girl wanted to be like, she wanted to get out the Navy real damn fast. She's like, the only way to get out the Navy is to be pregnant. So she's like, oh, I'm gonna get pregnant. Had a GB in the kitchen, the cafeteria after hours. Yeah. So let's talk about that.
So do we have a second segment planned for the show?
We won't talk about sweetheart. We'll talk about anything.
Well, we had planned to talk about let's talk about our age difference.
Okay, let's do that. Let's talk about that age difference. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go. Now, I am 42 years old. She is 24. I have, as they say around the world, been around the block a bunch of times. You are, as they say in the world, as pristine as a flower in a garden.
Sure.
Take the fucking compliment. Take the
Okay.
fucking compliment. How about that?
Okay. Whatever.
So, how do you think that
Thank you.
that involves us? Or
I don't know. Yeah. I mean, that's kind of why I segued past the last segment, because it was sort of non-interactive, and I wanted to engage in conversation.
of course,
So
you ask me questions.
well, yeah, but I'm saying there's a lot more to talk about than stories.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean that's kind of the gist of it. Like you have a lot more experience than me, and
Mhm.
I am kind of like new to the block in my own way, and also very private about shit. So
Yeah,
that's why
yeah, we're talking about this right now. Yeah.
yeah, but so yeah, you can ask questions to me, and
Okay.
you know, like I said, I'm
When you were gonna be with me intimately, were you scared?
I guess yeah, a little bit. Well, not really scared, just I don't know what to expect. But also, like, you kind of advertise yourself before, before it was even an option.
Ladies and gentlemen, the reason I advertised myself is that she told me in the beginning, like, "Hey, I'm not really into you. It's not gonna happen. Don't think about it." In small words. I said, "All right, cool. So let's just talk about random shit." And then she started talking about my history, and then asking me about my life. And when I include my life, I always include my sex stories because I always wanted to. It's a part of my life. So I talked to her. I told her all the things I did. Excuse me, all the people that I hanged out with, all the crazy things I've seen, all the crazy things I've done.
Well, it's
You know.
like, yeah, I mean, when the weekend I met you, you had a threesome or something. And I was like, all right, good for you. But yeah.
Oh, the memories, the memories.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But no, for context, like when I met this one, I was just telling myself that I was just strictly like into ladies, and I wasn't gonna go down that route. And it's like, yeah,
And
plus you were way older than me, but I don't know.
Yeah, I was like,
I don't know if
okay.
that scared me.
I felt like the your babysitter. I'm like, all right, I'm a babysitter. And that's what it was in the beginning. Like I was her babysitter. I hanged out with her for a while to make sure nothing bad would happen. I was her translator. I was make sure she was okay. And about 3 weeks into it, she fell in love with me. You look at her face right now, but that's the truth. She just like, oh,
What?
papi chulo,
What?
Alex Coquito,
Okay.
vamos pa'l mambo.
You make it sound so one-sided.
I mean, what happened? Let me explain it. Come on, that's what you want to talk about. Let's go.
Ah,
Okay, hold up. Hold up. Hold up.
Speaking of, you have a piece of fluff on your eye.
Get that, please. Thank you. Thank you. Cabaret Coquito, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. Wait. That did not happen. No. Okay. The way I remember.
No, you have this theory that I said I love you.
You
after
did.
3 weeks.
Ladies and gentlemen, she said I love you. She said I love you to me.
Sleeping. I didn't
Bullshit!
say that.
You whispered that shit. Look, ladies and gentlemen, this is the reenactment. I'm gonna play her.
Oh, okay. I have another story actually after that.
Go on, please.
All right, you want to hear my story?
Yes.
I'll tell you the story of how I scared the shit out of my ex.
There you go.
Because of a translation issue. We were actually, yeah. Actually, you know what? I'll fucking talk about this one. I don't give a shit. So, yeah, this is my sex story, and whatever story is. I was in a relationship with someone who lived in Puerto Rico, and trying to like maintain my train of thought as I'm speaking.
Of course.
But yeah, I decided to like pretty much fly him out to Philly to spend some time with me. Did all that. Committed one over here. And then while we're there, we're laying in bed and shit, and he says te quiero, and I semi understood what that meant and like understood it as like, oh, I love you.
Te quiero is like I like you a lot.
Yeah. Well, so I, not knowing that it meant I like you a lot, said I love you back, and him, instead of like catching it right there and like just being like, oh, actually this is what it means, like it would have been fine if that happened. He didn't say anything.
Of course, he's like,
he didn't say anything. Nada. So
nada.
Yeah, so as you can assume, that relationship did not work out well. But I actually broke up with him like a week before Valentine's Day on my birthday, because I was like, I ain't doing that shit. So it's not really a sex story, more like a
no, it happens.
Story.
No, it's okay. I get it.
But
like,
yes.
Back to the age difference. Now,
and we were the whole I love you thing.
Yes. Now the I love you thing is based on like 3 weeks into her here. No, sorry, the German 3. 3 weeks into this, we were sitting in a couch. That's not a couch anymore; it's gone. But there was a couch in the living room, and we were sitting there, and we were watching some TV. And
where our love affair started.
Yes, exactly. And then at the time, I was in a polyamorous. Well, not really polyamorous, like
open relationship.
Open relationship with somebody else at the time, and then 2 other people. So you knew about those 2 other people. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So at the time, she's sitting on the couch. And I'm like, oh, she's being all like really emotional and really like cuddly and stuff. And for me, when I heard her say, and I'm gonna reenact this, I love you. So I was like, okay. And I didn't say it back because obviously, like, I've been very guarded because of my, my emotions and my ex-girlfriends and the pain and my baby mama, which we're super cool with now. So when she said that, I'm like, oh, te quiero. And then from there, it became. I didn't say it. Yes, you did. And in a way, it became a whirlwind of like getting to know each other, hang out more, crazy interactions of the carnal kind.
So does that mean that our entire relationship was formed on an accidental I love you?
It wasn't accidental. You fucking fell in love with me the second you met me. I'm Alice Coquito, for God's sakes. Come on now.
Did I seduce you? Maybe. But
no, I think you just like you came to Puerto Rico and then like you fell in love with Alice Coquito. Let's just be real. I'm Alice Coquito.
Yes.
Exactly. I'm Alice Coquito.
I love Alex Coquito. However, I did not say it 3 weeks into knowing him.
She did. She just doesn't remember because she was like, she was on that road with us. I was kidding. She was on that road with us. That's right. But yeah, sorry about that. She said it. I heard it. I made it look like crazy.
3 months in.
Okay.
Over the phone, I think. I wanted to say in person, but
I think you jumped the gun a little bit. You did say over the phone. Yeah, I was like, I love you too. And then it was nice. And then the thing is, when we started being together, then I had to tell my open relationship girlfriend, like, hey, we're cool with stuff, but so in that being said, I don't have an open relationship girlfriend anymore. So hi. And it's okay. It's okay. I've accepted it. I mean, I can't. Okay. How do I say this? Are you okay? We talked about this in the future.
Oh yeah, we can hop into the topic of polyamory too.
Yeah, let's talk about polyamory here.
That's fine.
I gotta make a banner of this shit because it's actually very interesting. Yeah, of course. I gotta find the P. Okay. The letter P, ladies and gentlemen. Get your head out of your asses. Nay, and I think I got it right. If I spell it wrong, I apologize. This beer is gonna make me. Okay, here we go. Let's go. Let's address this.
Once and for all, polyamory.
Of course. And there's a record of this, and we're like, oh, you didn't say that thing. No, we can go back and watch the tape. So, polyamory for me is, in my definition, like say for example, I'm in love with Cardala, which I am, and I love her emotionally, spiritually, and physically. And then at one point, I want to feel someone else sexually, and only sexually.
Mm-hmm.
That's my definition of polyamory. That I found someone that I want to marry And I want to attest a quote from the movie Four Brothers. That does not connect to you, but connects to my lifestyle of life with women that I've had relationships with. And this is a quote: "You don't pay a hooker to have sex with them. You pay a hooker to leave."
Okay.
Okay. And I'm not calling any of my ex-girlfriends. I'm not calling any of my ex-girlfriends, or I'm not calling them hookers. But they know that they don't hang out with me to, have they have the experience, but they have the experience with me to leave.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, thank you, sir. Thank you, madam. And walk away. With you, it's different. I will always say thank you, madam, but I will hold your hand and say, hey, you want to have pizza later? So that's my definition of polyamorous. Right? Yes, that is love. So what's your thoughts?
Excuse me. Well, I've always kind of like fundamentally understood polyamory, and I was sort of open to it in theory because I just believe that you can love more than one person, and that you having a relationship with someone shouldn't hold you back from like having a connection with another person if you have a connection with somebody else. No,
go on. I have a question.
I believe that I believe we have multiple soulmates, that kind of thing, all hippy-dippy. What's your question?
Because it's not really a question, because like, do you believe in the thought of, and I've talked about this, like a person can have multiple pieces of their heart separate for other people. Like, that pieces of my heart, one is for GM, one is for Ida, one is for the therapist, one is even for the one that ghosted me, the one that we saw at the festival.
Yeah, like that's I will say, I will, like, going into the relationship with you, I knew, you told me about your exes and everything, and I knew that you had love in your.
Ow!
Okay.
Are you cursing me here?
Which?
Ow!
Batman or something?
That was the Joker hitting me in the shoulder. Is that one of my exes hitting me? Damn, man!
You said names. Baby.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Ow! Okay, continue.
Right.
My exes.
No. I always understood that, like, you're gonna have love for multiple people in your life, and you might even have like ones that got away kind of thing, and that's just the way life works. So everybody adapts around that. But it was like, growing up, it was like I would see love triangles on TV, and the natural solution for me was just like, why can't they all date? But that being said, then me growing up and being in like a real life relationship, I'm like, well, wait, I don't know. I kind of like.
Well, try something.
Well, I want to try new things, but also like, I
got your man. I got my man.
Yeah, I got my man.
And I don't want to share him. That's the truth of it, and that's okay. Like, I understand.
I want to be like the cool, like, swinger couple.
Okay,
like,
I've got a comment here.
We have a comment. Hello.
Okay. ¿Sabes algo de la razón por cual cerraron la carretera que lleva a Puerto Rico? Ahora hay que ir por Sabana. They closed the road going to Puerto Rico.
They did?
Yeah. Okay.
I did not know that.
Steering puede ser por la lluvia, o puede ser porque lo está arreglando, porque hay un montón de hoyos ahí. Pero si lo sabe, me diga. Back to the show. Okay. Now, we talked about this. Like, what if I would connect with GM? And then what's weird is, like, do you accept? And this is like the other show we talked about. The other show that I watch on Instagram. The couple that talk in Spanish. I totally disagree with them, because the guys like.
What is it? Them having like real conversations on camera?
Yeah, and then they go back and forth.
Very vulnerable right now.
Yeah, but the guy's like a freaking male chauvinistic pig, and I'm not like that. Like, I'm very open. I'm the opposite of that. So that's why I like having conversations with you like this, because these are real topics.
Yeah.
These are real things.
No, I mean, I don't know. It's definitely like, it's been a big conversation, because it's like, I don't like cheers. I don't like the idea of taking, opportunities away for you to like connect with people.
Yeah.
But then I'm also just like, I don't know. It's just
Are you scared that I might like delve into the abyss and not come back? Because I've done that shit before. I've delved into the abyss of like hedonism and crazy shit.
I don't know. I guess we're still in the early phases of our relationship. So it's like we're still kind of in the honeymoon phase of like we're together most of the time. And like if we didn't live together and like weren't spending a lot of time together, like maybe I would feel differently about it, but maybe not. I don't know. It's just it's like it's always just been a future hypothetical thing for me, but I guess it's also like a matter of respecting being in the early stages of a relationship and not feeling the need to look elsewhere.
True. Now the question is it okay to look elsewhere in year 5 or year 8?
Sure. You know? I mean, we're not there yet. That's a big I saw that. That's a big, jump down the line. And that's where it's like, somewhere along the line, I do want to be going to parties and ORGYs and experimenting different things and experimenting with me being bisexual and all of that. So, yeah.
Yes, my girlfriend's bisexual. Deal with it, ladies and gentlemen.
Cheers.
The point. The point I want to say is that it's okay to be yourself. It's okay to be open about things. And now I know that in the future, like right now, Coquito can't be creeping. In the future, once we're more open with each other, Coquito can't be creeping.
Maybe. I guess the inevitability of it is Coquito wants to be creeping. So somewhere down the line, Coquito.
But we talked about that. Like Coquito wants to be creeping like with people that Coquito knows. And that's only then. That's it. I don't want to be creeping to like maybe like some celebrity crushes.
Yeah.
Like maybe Loki Kipo or Pinkie Pie or Sex DM, that girl that we keep watching, like the one I keep showing you, the one with the piercing and the red hair, and just like the like, oh god.
Well, it's like on my
Sorry
end,
about that.
I might be, traveling in the future in a hostel somewhere, and like,
that's fine,
cute or something. So like,
that's a good question. Like, do you give me a pass if I went somewhere else? Like, if I left Puerto Rico, like I'm going to Florida to see my brother for like a week, would you give me a pass there?
I guess are you, if you're planning to be like clubbing it up in Florida and trying to
no,
Florida,
not really clubbing it. Like
I guess me giving you a pass would be like we're going out to a club together, and I'm like, hey babe, go go find a cute girl. I don't know. Is that? But
should passes be applicable to going out to other states? Because again, you might be going back to Philly soon. So even then, like, I'm going to Philly and going to a festival and going to a protest, and then there's a cute guy or a girl, and then stuff happens. Is that applicable?
Yeah, like I said, I guess it all depends on the circumstance. But now, yes.
Right now, no. Okay.
Right now, we're still in the early stages of our relationship.
I know that. I know. I'm happy. No, I'm happy. Now, how far is another question for you? You have to give me a question after this. How far are you willing to go for your partner? You're spoken just like a freaking Virginia Slim. What the fuck are you doing?
I don't want to be like choking. How far am I willing to go? I'm willing to go very far. I am very determined and tenacious. So
now, ANAL has always been a thing that to all people.
Speaking of Kiara, if you're here, I have some news for you. Anyways,
okay,
that's all I'm gonna say.
And I know that, like you and most people, they're scared of that because it's a different feeling, and it's just now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm trying to tell people like you can use prophylactics, you can use poppers, but again, that's the thing that you don't call them that anymore. And you can use lube. Again, use lube. Spit does not work. It's not like. What are your thoughts on that?
I always told myself that it wasn't really my thing, and that was my opinion for a long time.
True. True. Okay, that was a short answer. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I've done ANAL to various women, majority of my life, and there's only been one person who's ever not liked it. Well, two, and I have to respect that. I have to. The other 12 have never had a problem with it. Actually enjoyed it, but again, each person is different. And should that be a requirement? Everyone listening in the chat, should that be a requirement in a relationship? Because it should not. Obviously, shouldn't. But going the distance for your partner to please them should be a requirement. At least try.
Yeah, absolutely.
At least try. At least your significant other engaging in activities, like doing stuff. Like that should be a requirement for all relationships. You shouldn't wait for a Friday night after the kids are done. If kids are watching fucking TV, or you ain't got no fucking kids, and he's just playing some video games, go do your thing. Or she's
you gotta make time for it.
Yeah,
and like that's the thing. Like intimacy should be spontaneous in a lot of ways, but also it has to be intentional, and you have to talk about it. And like, if you want your partner to go the distance for you, you have to tell them what that means.
Yeah,
and communication is a big part of it, and being willing to communicate about those.
To actually talk about this stuff, to actually do these things. Ladies and gentlemen, we talk about this all the time. And we talk about subjects and the topics all the time. Why? Because we don't want to be those type of couples to not talk about these things and then it explodes. And it happens. All couples have that. They explode and everything else. But I want to be honest. Ladies and gentlemen, I like...
And you've always been honest with me. Like, you are an active man, and I, respect that. And I knew you going into it, so it wasn't a surprise to me.
Yeah. And I didn't want you to be a surprise. I didn't want it to be a surprise for you because I wanted to be honest with you, honestly. I don't want to be like, hey, we're at a party and then like six girls know me and they want to get down and they actually have been down with me before I met you, and they're just waiting to chop it at the beats. Because, ladies and gentlemen, there are actually people chomping at the bits, waiting for this to fail in order to just
can we talk about that? Can we talk about like
the hyenas?
I don't know which came first, the chicken or the egg. Was it you saying that you were polyamorous online that led the
first off it was us? No.
Or was it the other way around of people not respecting me as your partner?
Now wait a minute.
Like, hey, can I slide in?
Now wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Door open?
Hold up now.
So that's been,
First off, we have to talk. No, damn it! You're not saying the whole story. We talked about it. Say it.
I am firmly planted. Thank you. Go ahead.
First off, days before we talked about being polyamorous and we agreed to it. So I was like, all right, fine. I'm honest about my decisions. So I put it out there because I was honest, because we talked about it. I did not know that so many people came out of nowhere.
Sliding in the DM
saying, hey, I'm up for it. Let's go. Let's do this. Like, hey, I'm up to like watch you and your girl have sex while I watch. That's some person that we actually know. But
I think I might know.
Yeah. Okay. So, and I'm actually down for that. That's pretty cool. But even that.
Take me out to dinner first. So
yeah, of course. No. We are. No. Like, we going out to eat some food first. Even then, I love my girl, and I don't want to lose her because of my desires. That's all.
Yeah. Well, we grow together,
Of course. I want to grow with you. Now, we're going to wrap this up. It's almost an hour.
Oh, yeah.
What are your final thoughts on this episode on sex stories and the age difference and just getting to know each other, really?
Yeah, I would say we talked about stories, we talked about our age difference and polyamory. I would say it was a very like honest and vulnerable episode. I wasn't expecting it to kind of be so real and like, you and me having a conversation. It's just the mic's right there.
Yeah, and that can be covered.
I hope you guys like this format. Let us know what you think about it. If you have questions, what you want to hear from us, what you want to know about us.
Yeah.
So we'd love to hear from you.
Exactly. My final thoughts is that you should always be honest with your partner. Have someone to talk to that's not your partner, just to talk about this stuff, because then you can just like vent. But at the same time, find compromise. Find a equal medium that you guys says, let's do this. Because if it's about power, no one wins. The person with power wins for a second, but then loses forever.
Yeah.
That's
It should
it.
never be about power.
Exactly. Okay. And if you have the ability to talk to your partner or partners and be honest with them and they're okay with that, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Nothing. Be consensual. Always be consensual.
Yes, that's the difference between being polyamorous and cheating. Is did your partner know about it and were they okay with it?
Exactly.
So communication, that's my final thoughts. Is communication is the most important thing. And it's okay to like have desires and have wants and fantasies and you know, create the safety in your relationship to talk about things that you want. So,
and try to be honest. And to the people that love me, that I will openly say, because she knows, to GM, to Leaf, to my second girlfriend, Philly Kiara, to the therapist, to the unknown woman that we will never say her name that we saw at the plaza, and to the one that still creeps in my mind. Thank you for letting me live my life, be my journey, follow my journey, so I can find her. Because without her, I'd just be a random asshole, honestly. This, ladies and gentlemen, was Coquito Cabaret, and I want to thank Cardala and everyone else that passes by. Remember, from now on, for the month of July, all episodes will be on Twitter only, because I don't have the money to pay StreamYard, and that's the way it goes. Stay healthy. Stay happy. Yes.
my outro before we actually leave is all respect and love to everybody mentioned that we talked about today. All the exes, all the random people. If you're watching, we love you. Hello. What else? Yes. Like you said, we are not gonna have StreamYard for the next month, but if you want to support us and you want to see more content like this, check us out on Patreon. We'll be posting more exclusive stuff over there. So
all socials are up in the top corner. Check us out. Give her a follow on TikTok. She needs to get to 1,000. I'm already going to 5,000. I don't even really crap about TikTok. That's his life.
He's going up, man. He's going up. Shout out Rican Reactions. Shout out Alex Coquito.
Shout out to Cardala. Shout out to Nora Press. Shout out to Joy West Press, wherever you are, somewhere flying around the world.
Yes, we love you.
We love you. Shout out to my best friend Brian. You know you are. You bastard. You know the fuck you are.
I love guys. We'll see you next time.
Kiki, motherfuckers.
Good night.
Good night.